Yo, yo, yo. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the stream. Happy Friday. It's going to be a quick one today. We're going to go over some charts. Some coins are in great positions for some buy opportunities. I'm looking at some meme coins. We're going to go over those now. Also, another token, which I mentioned a few weeks ago, which is starting to pop off. So let's just get stuck straight into it. So Bitcoin just ranging at the moment. I do think Bitcoin is just going to range here whilst altcoins do catch up. I do see Bitcoin ranging whilst Bitcoin dominance continues to fall to our target of 60%. So that is what I'm seeing on, kind of the next few weeks play out. Maybe we do break out, but I am seeing Bitcoin dominance fall. If you guys have any questions and altcoin requests, definitely drop those and I will go over them. But basically, Bitcoin dominance to fall, Bitcoin to maybe go sideways, maybe a little bit lower. The reason I think a little bit lower is because USDT dominance, I am waiting for this fair value gap, guys. I think there's a nice opportunity waiting for us. This will be the high opportunity, the high probability trade, guys. When USDT dominance falls into this fair value gap or crypto falls a little bit lower, I think that is going to be the high probability trade. But I do think it is time to open some longs. So I see one has been mentioned, guys, Brett. Brett is, in my opinion, in the money. Okay, so let's have a look at Brett quickly. I just opened up a big position on Brett. I went spot because you don't need that much leverage to make cash here. So look at Brett because I've just longed this right now. Range low, range high, very simple, very new token, not too much to work with over here. Range low, range high. This seems like a well-respected level, which is most likely going to be tested, something like that. I do see a move up over here. And the reason why I like Brett is because we've reclaimed the range low after a huge deviation over here. We've now reclaimed the range low. We're in a bullish market structure, creating higher highs and higher lows. And we are now above the 200-day EMA, okay? This is looking good in my opinion. So I think this is a nice buying opportunity. If you are looking for a leverage long, you can long the zone over here, stop below there, and you can even take longs in this whole zone over here. This might get filled, but you don't want to see it underneath the 50-day EMA, and you don't really want to see it take out this low either. But massive targets for Brett. I do think Brett is going to move up. Something like that will be looking good. And if you do put that long in, long from now, stop loss over there, definitely targeting all-time highs as a spot trade, guys. So epic trade here, in my opinion. I think Brett is looking good. One other one that I want to speak about is SUI. Okay, I mentioned this a few weeks ago and it's starting to rip. Obviously, hard to get in today when it's up 30%. But just notice, guys, range high, little accumulation zone for the whales, and then they send it. Okay, it looks really obvious to me. Accumulation zone, accumulation zone, accumulation zone, and it goes up pretty fast, guys. So, this is a 800% in 70 days. This is the majority of the move here. So this is 650% in a month. Okay, here also like 700% in a month. So I do think that something like this could happen. Maybe it doesn't happen, but as soon as it comes around here, it's going to be a big sell. Okay, so this is a nice opportunity that I think it is on the cards. We are getting rejected from the 200-day EMA, but let's see what happens, guys. Let's see what happens. So that is the two trades that I've got at the moment. Brett, of course, and SUI starting to move. But I do think the high probability trade is still this fair value gap getting filled. So let's wait and see if that is to happen. Okay, so quick question. When the head and shoulders forms in the chart, I should change another form. Okay, let's have a look. Let's just have a look on the charts because it's much easier to see it than to try explain it over here. So let's pull out H bar, head and shoulders. There's quite a few head and shoulder possibilities here, but the head and shoulders that I would see would be this bottoming formation over here. So some kind of shoulder, head, shoulder. Let me know if that is what you see, because this trade does look good then, because we have a little head and shoulders bottoming formation over here. We've now got the golden cross over here, and it has now perfectly retested the zone over here. So this was like a perfect head and shoulders retest before it gets sent. Let me know if this is what you are looking at. It's a little bit messy with this price action over here, but if you are a head and shoulders trader, your target would be this zone over here, basically this horizontal over here. So this is a decent trade in my opinion. Actually, this looks like a nice retest. Stop would just go below the right shoulder, and we will be targeting much higher prices. TP1 would be this box over here. Potential trade setup, the risk reward isn't 3-1. If this does get a little pullback into the EMAs at 19 cents, this is looking like a good trade. So definitely mark off 19 cents. I'm going to mark off 19 cents. Add alert for H bar over there. That is the potential head and shoulders over there. But if you don't like to trade the head and shoulders, then you can just simply trade this as a SR flip over there. You can see the resistance, the support. We lost it, resistance, 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 resistance. Now we broke through. Simple SR flip. Trade it to that 27 cent zone. That is what I would be doing for H bar. We can have a look at Atom as well. Let's pull it up. Okay, I don't see too much of a head and shoulders here, but I do see a little breakout, guys. This is looking good. Potential breakouts over here. Nice little retest. And you know, if you are an Atom bull, you would be taking longs from here. Stop over there. And who knows how high we go in this bull run, guys. Who knows how high we go. Okay, what else we got here? So we've got Ondo, Tau, and Doge. Ondo is struggling a bit. It's not really getting the momentum it needs. But ultimately just kind of going sideways. It has created that bullish momentum. So, you know, if you are looking into a trade for Ondo, this is your trade, in my opinion. Trade it up to a final TP of $3. Stop loss would just go below that 67 cent zone, that recent low over there. You don't really want to see price underneath this. Risking no more than 1%. Looks like we are trying to reclaim, get a nice bounce off that 50 day EMA over there. But this is a decent trade, nice reward, 6.7-1, not too bad. What's up, guys? Hope you guys are all doing well, by the way. Been a good month of trading so far. Okay, what else have we got here? Okay, can you talk about XLM? I don't really know what X. No, let's just bring it up, guys. Let's just bring it up. It's Stellar. Hey, Stellar. Okay. Stellar, not too bad. This was an old trading idea. I think we were waiting for this to play out, and it didn't happen. So good thing we didn't take that trade or reload in those zones over there. This is more of a head and shoulders that I see over here, you know, price coming down. And I think very similar to H bar. I think very similar to H bar. It was also one of those charts that pumped up like that. And what I see is a zone over here, which is potentially being flipped from resistance into support. We got the golden cross over here. It looks very, very similar to H bar though, guys. Very similar. Where is H bar? Okay, we're not going to waste time finding H bar, but it does look very similar to H bar. So very, very similar trade in my opinion. We'll just be taking a long from over here, stop below this last low over there, and we are targeting higher prices. If you are a Stellar Lumen bull, of course, I'm personally not taking this trade. I am looking, you know, more towards the new shiny objects of this run, like Sui and Tau and whatnot. Tau's looking good. So Tau is also on the list here, so we're going to go over that quickly. So as you can see, we've obviously had that high in that we created in December. We have had the low of April over there. We take out the 50% level and we get the zone over here. So I remember mentioning this level a while ago, and I said, do expect the trend to pause or a pullback if we do enter the zone. And why? Well, it's the 50% level. Okay, very simple. So now what you can see, the high probability trade is going to be the golden cross trade. Okay, so once the golden cross happens, there could be a pullback into the golden cross before getting that big move up. So let's assess. Right now, it's definitely not a buy. It's not a buy because it's under the 50% zone. But if it is to get above the 50% level and close multiple candles above there, a couple of weeks or something like that, start to consolidate above the 50% level, then we are going to be targeting $750 for Tau. So that's my analysis. I'd be waiting for this one. And this pullback over here, if we do get a pullback into that zone over there, will line up perfectly with the USDT dominance coming into this fair value gap. So definitely, guys, watch out. This is the chart I'm watching at the moment. USDT dominance, fair value gap. If it doesn't get filled and just falls, it's fine, guys. We are in a few longs at the moment, but the high probability trade where we are going to be putting a lot more chips on the table will be the fair value gap full, guys. Let's have a look at Mooding. Mooding. Too many meme coins, guys. Just pick one or two, in my opinion. Absolutely ripping. So what I would do here is I would pull out the Fibonacci, take off that low over there, bang. So if we do come into 18 cents, I would go over there. And we all know that meme coins do get carried away. So we can put on the 618 and the 382 over there. I'm going to reverse this for you guys. And normally when you're in a strong trending move, you do get a strong bounce and continuation of the 382. That is a sign and a symptom of a strong move. So this could potentially be the low. Would I be buying Mooding? No, I wouldn't be buying Mooding, guys. It's already pumped. It's already, oh, guys, 750%. It's a lot. If it does come down here, which it can, you're going to lose all your money that you put in. So personally, wouldn't be buying this. If we do come and test the 50% level or the 618 or the 200-day EMA, could be an opportunity for a little bid in the zone over here. So mark this off on your charts. But I would not be a buyer of Mooding right now. It is a meme coin though, and it is a casino. So look at Audi. Okay, Audi right away. O-R-D-I. Yeah, oh no. So this has fallen quite hard, down a lot. Personally, not bullish, guys. This is let's compare this chart to SUI. Okay, much stronger here, guys. SUI is much better. If your chart isn't making macro higher highs and higher lows like SUI, Solana, etc., then even Sonic is making higher highs and higher lows. If we let this load, oh no, if we let Phantom load, you will see it over there. But you want to be seeing higher highs and higher lows, guys. This means that buyers are stepping into the market. Audi means that, or the chart on Audi means that, sellers are just getting rid of it and it's not looking too good. So we have a look at XRP now. XRP is a good token, and it looks like XRP has broken out and now retested, and it looks like it's on its way. So there's definitely a trade here, in my opinion. I think I'm going to take this trade. Okay, you could trade the zone over here, stop over here, and basically what you're trading here is that we've broken out and retested it over here. It is still under the 50% level, but the breakout and the retest is a great trade, in my opinion. It often happens, and often when you see this happen, it doesn't take out the previous low. So what you can expect is for this previous low to be defended. So you would be taking this trade over here and obviously targeting all-time highs, giving you a risk reward of 2.72 to 1. I'm going to take this trade after the show. I do like it a lot. I do think bulls are going to step in. I don't think we're going to test the 200-day EMA again. So this is a trade that I'm going to be taking, guys. So spot Brett and XRP are looking good, guys. These are my two favorite tokens at the moment to trade. Okay, so look at WIF. Dog with hat. Okay. This thing's getting traction, guys. I was waiting for a retest over here. We haven't got that yet. Big rejection off the zone over here was an obvious rejection. We are below the 200-day EMA. So I think if WIF can start to consolidate above the 200-day EMA, then I will be looking a little bit more bullishly on this chart. So we'll be waiting for this. Obviously pumped up nicely today, but I do have a lot of spot with I bought in the zone over here. I am underwater, but that's part of the game, guys. It's part of the game. Yeah, this is a potential trade opportunity. I'd wait for the 200-day EMA to be reclaimed, guys. 50% level. Simply, guys, this is TP1. If you're on a swing trade, then this would be your TP over here. So I wouldn't be taking this long. I'd wait for another higher, because where was the last low? You could speculate and say that this is the low if you do get a bullish engulfing candle. So if today's candle closes above the 200-day EMA, you could speculate that the low is in, and you could see this giving us a nice favorable risk to reward. But you could even put your stop loss underneath this key level. You don't want to see these highs lost again. So something like this, even below the 50-day EMA, something like that, risk reward, it's not yet 3-1. So, you do want to have a tighter stop loss. So not sure on this one. There isn't an obvious trade, in my opinion, on WIF that has a good risk to reward. But yes, 50% level, guys, 50% level. $2.58. What is next? Got a few meme coins. So look at BB. Not too sure what BB is. I remember trading this once or twice. Yeah, not bad. If you took this breakout trade, congratulations. Decent long over there. If you get a pullback, this could be a little nice pullback into the 50-day EMA. But definitely what I would do if I were you guys is, or it's what I'm doing myself as well, is definitely mark the 50-day EMA and the 200-day EMA, okay? These are obvious targets, if you would say. Obvious targets. You do get clear rejections off them. You do get nice bounces off them as well once they've been reclaimed. So I would mark those off on your charts, guys. I'm going to wrap the stream up, guys. Basically, Brett looks good. XRP retest looks good for now. But the high probability trade that we spoke about is the fair value gap fill. So we do want to see this fair value gap being filled, guys. So definitely mark off the fair value gap, USDC and USDT over here. Yeah, couple longs now could be worth having, because if the market can fall at any point, in my opinion. But I do see a pullback into the fair value gap. But guys, enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you guys on Monday.